Hello and welcome to My Divorce Mortgage Planning. I'm Carla Kite and I've been a mortgage lender since 1997 and a certified divorce lending professional, CDLP, since 2017. In 2023, I shifted my focus entirely to divorce lending, and while it's a complex and sometimes challenging process, I find it incredibly rewarding to help divorcing homeowners navigate this space and stay in homeownership. I've also been through my own divorce, so I understand firsthand the complexities and the emotions that you're facing. The difference is, when I went through my divorce, I already knew exactly what steps to take to protect my ability to remain a homeowner. Most people don't, and that's why I do what I do. It's in my tagline, and I mean it. I believe in homeownership to my core. It's not just about having a place to live. It's about stability, financial security, and a sense of self, especially after divorce. I rarely tell a client that they should become or remain a renter, not because I'm a lender with an agenda, but because I've seen the long-term benefits of homeownership, both personally and professionally. This video will help to explain what I do, how I fit into the divorce process, and what you need to know to make informed decisions. If after watching, you believe that my services are a good fit, you'll find a link at the end to book a call with me. So let's talk about building your divorce team. If you're just beginning this process, it can be overwhelming to know where to start. The good news, you don't have to navigate it alone. I collaborate with top professionals in the divorce space and can connect you with the right experts based on your unique situation. My goal is to ensure you have the best team supporting you for the best possible outcome. It may sound simple, but every divorce is different. Just like every person, their expectations, and their desired results. Whether your situation is highly contentious or amicable, having the right professionals for you by your side makes all the difference. Do you need a family law attorney? Are you looking for someone who will litigate and advocate for you? Or would you prefer to have an attorney who works in the collaborative space? How about a licensed legal paraprofessional? If you're in Colorado, this is a newly approved divorce professional who can handle your entire divorce process with some limitations, but often at a lower cost. Maybe you're considering a mediator. It's important to understand that mediators cannot provide legal advice. And just like attorneys, they run their practices differently. So you'll need to do your research and find the right fit. A certified divorce financial analyst, otherwise known as a CDFA, can be crucial in complex divorces, especially those involving businesses or multiple properties. Attorneys and mediators often bring in a CDFA for cases that have high levels of financial complexity. If hidden assets are a concern, a forensic accountant might be necessary. Realtors experienced in divorce transactions can guide you through the process of selling or buying a home, helping you to avoid common pitfalls. Appraisers play a key role in determining property values, often providing valuations based from when the marriage began. Financial planners and tax experts can help you navigate asset division, including executing a quadro correctly to avoid tax penalties and understanding how to minimize capital gains. Divorce coaches and therapists can support you throughout the process, helping with parenting issues, setting proper expectations, and even guiding you toward a healthier post-divorce future. I can connect you with the right professionals to support you throughout this process. Divorce is one of the most stressful experiences a person can go through. It's second to only the death of a loved one. You need a team now more than ever. Why do you need a CDLP like me? Because what you don't know could cost you. There is a big gap between what's legally allowable in a divorce settlement and what actually works under mortgage guidelines. I hear it all the time from clients after the divorce is finalized. Why didn't my attorney or mediator tell me this? The answer is simple, because they're not lenders and they don't specialize in divorce lending. Their job is to handle the legal separation, dividing assets, allocating debt, and structuring support under state law, not to ensure that your agreement aligns with mortgage underwriting guidelines. Unfortunately, many people rely on misinformation from mortgage servicers and lenders who don't specialize in divorce, and even social media. Often it's not intentional. These sources simply don't have the full picture. But one wrong assumption can mean the difference between remaining in homeownership or not. Every divorce is unique, Your financial situation isn't abnormal, but there will always be nuances that make it different from any other case. That's why you need someone who understands the intersection of divorce and mortgage lending and will take the time understanding you and your unique situation. So let's talk about the legal versus mortgage gap. Here's a prime example of how legal agreements can create an unintended financial roadblock. Imagine your divorce settlement states that you'll assume the mortgage or refinance within 30 days of final decree, or you have to sell the home. But what if you don't qualify? Maybe you need support income to qualify, but you haven't received payments long enough to meet underwriting guidelines. Or maybe your attorney calculated your income one way, but lenders calculate it completely differently. I've seen people awarded $25,000 a month in support who still don't qualify for a $3,500 a month mortgage payment. Why? Because lenders assess income based on strict rules that don't always align with legal determinations. If you're paid a W-2 salary or have a guaranteed 40-hour work week, calculating your income for a mortgage is pretty straightforward. But if your income includes bonuses, overtime, commissions, shift differentials, self-employment earnings, side hustles, rental income, or support payments like maintenance or child support, mortgage qualification gets more complex. Even though you might be depositing a certain amount of money into your bank account each month, lenders may not count all of it, or sometimes any of it. Qualifying income must meet certain requirements. This is why it's critical to work with someone who understands both worlds before your settlement is finalized, so you don't end up with agreements you can't execute. As a CDLP, I specialize in working with divorcing clients to ensure their financial settlements align with lending guidelines. My experience runs deep with over 1,500 transactions closed just since my certification in 2017. I also teach continuing education on divorce lending for realtors, CFPs, and CDFAs, as well as continuing legal education for attorneys and LLPs in the state of Colorado. My role is to help you explore all of your options in homeownership so you can make informed decisions and work with your attorney or your mediator to find a solution that works. Often, the more time we have, the better the outcome. So if you're wondering when to start with me, I would say it's never too soon. If you know that you'll be paying or receiving any type of support, you need to know how that will impact your mortgage qualification. In short, we will evaluate every aspect of your situation from multiple angles. Some of the key questions we'll answer together are, can you keep the home? Can your ex keep the home? If so, how will the equity be paid out? Should you settle for a lump sum in lieu of monthly support payments? What are the pros and cons of doing that? Should you assume the mortgage? Is your loan even assumable? Do you know the right questions to ask your current servicer about the loan and if it's assumable? What's the difference between a buyout refinance and a cash out refinance? Can you buy a new home before selling the marital home? Or before the divorce is final? Should you use all of your settlement proceeds on the new home? Or should you save some for financial security or to rebuild your retirement? What are the possible tax implications you'll face with your decisions? Wouldn't you rather know all of this before you sign a final decree? The mistakes that I see in settlement agreements are usually very costly and can usually be avoided. Too often, people agree to terms they can't actually execute, which means they either have to go back to court and spend more time and more money to modify the agreement, or suffer through a financial situation that limits their future homeownership. It doesn't have to be this way. When you work with me before finalizing your settlement, we take a comprehensive look at your financial picture and homeownership goals. I help you explore every possible scenario to structure an agreement that actually works, not just on paper, but in real life, now and in the future. This seems like a lot, right? I want to take a moment just to be really clear on what I don't do. I do not give legal advice. If you're looking to dispute your attorney's recommendation on maintenance, child support, or the division of property, debts, or assets, I'm not the right person to call. I don't make or change those laws. What I can do is help you understand how those payments, assets, or debts impact your ability to qualify for a mortgage and guide you in structuring them in a way that aligns with your homeownership goals. Divorce is already an emotional and financial roller coaster, and the last thing you need is unnecessary roadblocks when it comes to securing your financial future. There's a lot of free advice out there, but what seems helpful in the moment can end up costing you far more in the long run. Doing it right the first time is always less expensive than having to do it over. If you're going through a divorce and homeownership is part of your future, let's talk. You need me and my divorce mortgage planning as a part of your divorce team. I often work with both parties in a divorce, but whether you're navigating the process together or need someone solely in your corner, I'm here to help you find the best solution. Now that you're clear on who I am, what I do, and how I can help, click on the link below to book a time on my calendar, and I look forward to talking with you.